Okay, this is just going to be a quickie review of One Battle After Another, the newest from Paul Thomas Anderson, who you might know from Boogie Nights. And one thing I have to say is, Warner Brothers, maybe you should have waited a little bit.
Pay attention, peasants.
So it's actually been quite a while since I've gone to a movie and not had the slightest idea what it was about. So it was kind of refreshing from that standpoint. But once I started to get a grasp for where the movie was going, I was kind of like,
Since this is a Warner Brothers movie, I can't roll any clips or they'll come after us. Fair use is not a part of the law they're familiar with, evidently.
That new show, The Savant with Jessica Chastain, was put on hold, and maybe this should have been too. So right off the top, let me be absolutely clear. This is not a political channel, not ever going to go down that road, and I try to stay away from that. This movie pokes at both sides, but it still has a pretty clear point of view that we're not going to comment on either way. That's for you to decide. Just like any movie, it's for you to decide.
I have decided I am Dirk Diggler.
Now, that being said, I'm not going to get into the specifics of the plot too much because that's just going to ruin things. But as the movie went along, I was kind of wondering what is happening and why is this movie being made? What is the point of view? What is it trying to say? And through especially the first hour, bear in mind this is almost a 3-hour movie, people, so if you do go, strap in for that. But through the first hour, it's largely flashbacks and getting you caught up to speed on the present day. You are wondering why this was even made. Now, on the plus side, you've got 3 of the greatest actors of our time, Leo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, and Benicio del Toro, who all brought their A game, especially Sean Penn. He was truly disturbing in this movie, and he has not lost his touch one iota. So at the very least, if you want to go and just appreciate the acting prowess that all 3 of these men have, by all means, you will not be disappointed. As for the rest of the movie, it left me hollow and unfulfilled. It was hard to say what they were even trying to say. It didn't quite...
Well, this moment certainly had a clear point of view.
You know, in a movie like this, you need to be able to identify with the characters, and some of the heroes, or heroes, depending on which side you're on, in this movie are not necessarily the good guys. They're seen as the bad guys, but are they the good guys? I mean, look at this other video that I've made about how Hollywood is being recontextualizing what it means to be evil, or what being evil is, or how evil is not anyone's fault. It's a matter of something else that is not their responsibility, their upbringing, society, all of those kind of things. So first off, the movie has a huge uphill battle in getting the audience to connect with one side or the other, taking the political aspect out of it completely. It's like, how does either side connect with these characters, regardless of which side of the fence you're on? It's like, I can't relate to any of this. Even the people who are on the other side were probably looking at this going, I can't relate to the people who are here, so how do we connect with this movie? What is it trying to say to us? It's very weird that way, which kind of leads into the second issue I have, is there's no character development. Even though we have these awesome characters in these actors, and everybody brings their A game, everybody is just absolutely spectacular, there's no character development, with the exception of the daughter, played by Chase Infinity, who did an outstanding job. She has something of a character arc, but it's only because she's been kept in the dark and she's been suddenly informed of all of this new information and she's trying to make sense of it. Otherwise, all of these other characters, they start the movie the same way they end. I mean, there is no development or path for any of these people, maybe with the exception of DiCaprio. I mean, he ends up as kind of a drug head, and maybe he cleans up his act because that almost got his daughter killed, but the movie doesn't show you that. I'm kind of wondering a little bit what Hollywood thinks of this movie, because we know what their stand is on most of these kind of things, and we know what their political leanings are in regards to some of the things that happen in this movie. But this is the kind of movie that will come out right at the end of the season, right before the Oscars, so that some of these guys will be much more likely to get Oscar nods. But they released it now, And considering what's happened in the country just over the last 2 weeks alone, this was probably not a good time. You should have delayed it some weeks, maybe into next year. Something. So some of my viewers wanted to know what I thought of it, so there you are. It's one of those movies that, yeah, I saw it, and it's like, it's probably going to sit with me for a while, but it's one of those movies you're never going to feel compelled to see ever again. So basically my recommendation is this. If you're a fan of absolutely stellar acting and you just want to go appreciate the skill and craft that's involved, definitely go and watch these people across the board. Everyone who is cast in this movie does an outstanding job. It's no Boogie Nights by any stretch of the imagination. It's not going to be remembered like that movie was. But as far as the plot, the content, what they're trying to say, what they're trying to do, it's the wrong message at the wrong time, and I walked out of the movie theater going, why? I just don't.
Everybody. He rarely struggles for words, so that alone should tell you something about this movie.
So I would really like to know what you guys think. For those who saw this movie, let us know in the comments. And
Bloody hell. I'm going to have to reboot him. One moment.
So obviously we know how most of the critics think of this movie, but we also know that they lean in a particular direction. But you, the real people in the universe, on this planet, what did you think of this movie for those who saw it? Let us know in the comments, and stay fresh, cheese bags.